August 10th, 2025, and it is you're recording 12:17. Before we begin, we got a quorum, and I think we can answer yes. We've got a full house here with William absent. Everybody else is here. Yeah. Okay, ready. And that takes us to, we got a little bit of feedback there, but yeah, okay. Next thing on the agenda is our secretary's report in minutes. So Joseph.
Okay, is everybody a chance to read the secretary's report? Are there any questions or comments? Can I get move? Somebody move? Okay,
Mark, a second.
you second?
I'll second it. Sure.
David second.
All in favor of approving the
Yes.
minutes?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Joe. And the treasurer's report, Tony.
Okay, I sent out the treasurer's report last night. I can actually bring up the operating statement on my screen here. If that works.
Let me know if I have to play useful.
You didn't have to do anything.
Awesome.
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, Sean, are you seeing the operating statement?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Sorry, I'm turning
Yeah.
my mic on and off. Also, I'm getting some overlap echo sometimes. I'm not sure because there's a few mics on in that room and there might be some feedback.
That was a second ago. It's gone now. Should be gone now.
Yeah, you're good, Tony.
Yeah.
There we go. I had to give it access.
Okay.
Okay, how we doing now, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Dave. Sean, this is David.
Hey, David.
Okay, good.
So any questions about the treasurer's report?
None on my end.
Motion to approve it. The treasurer's report.
I'll approve.
Joseph.
I'll motion.
So that was seconded, and then all in favor?
Who was second?
Oh, I thought
Thomas.
you seconded it.
I
Sorry.
first.
Oh, I seconded.
Yeah, Thomas.
And then all in favor? There we go.
Very good. All right. We're into committee reports now. And we will start digital systems. Sean, have you got anything to, or anybody that has that on hand?
It looks like I'm the only one with digital that's in the committee, and they didn't have a meeting that I'm aware of. Didn't mean they didn't. So unfortunately, I don't really have anything to report. Oh, it looks like I see a G2 there. Is that what that is?
Yeah, so Sean, here's the three G2s that I want to give to Luke. He's here today.
Is he coming down?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hate to say you guys can reach him at times on Mestastic on the public channel.
I run into him about 3 times a week.
Okay, so Thomas runs into him. If he doesn't show up, I'll give these to Thomas, and Thomas can give them to Luke.
I'll make sure and get them to him. That makes the most sense. We literally just always seem to pass each other at KTA or God knows where. But I'll reach out.
How about that? I never run into him.
Just gotta look for the Miata with the whip on it.
Are those?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's the digital systems purchase of the G2s from last month.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
glad this
so-
came in.
Guys, I do know this, and I don't know if they have the budget together for it yet, but there is obviously all the antennas and cabling, and there's a cavity filter, and so that with the G2s, as you all know, that's kind of the base mode configuration So there's probably a significant amount of, a need there to get even to Pepacao. So
At the very least, they should come with the stock antenna for testing and booting up and just ensuring it works. So at least we have that, and I have some extra dot or UFL connectors or whatever they're called. So there's some room there to play. I'll check the box to make sure it has enough to get them started, and then we can go from there.
I have 2 of them, Thomas. So I can tell you, outside of a power supply, which it's a PD power supply, and the voltage has to be good. Otherwise, you won't get the proper. The PNA and LNA it won't work like it should. It will work underpowered, but
Gotcha.
Just get a computer power supply. Often works like something, and plug that in that way. If the antenna is great, the hardware is awesome. That's why
Okay.
it's
Here, I'll reach out after the meeting, and we can text each other a list of options and things I should have on hand to put in the box to give to Luke. That'd be awesome, because then I'll have a reminder too. Thank you.
I think Luke's got it all figured out.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. It's just getting it. Yeah. I got hardware too. We kind of been geeking out on this stuff. Yeah. And he loves this stuff too. So yeah, I'm just saying that it doesn't even have a power supply yet. What it has is an antenna, and it's a G2, and it's got a lot of good, well thought out, work on the board beyond the ESPT, 32 and,
Okay.
the lower stuff.
Perfect.
So, yeah, you should, hopefully DVI, you'll get a chance to use that G2.
Yeah, I have one on. Well,
The 4th
like-
one.
Okay.
Okay. Were there any actionable items on
Thanks,
that?
Sean.
No, that's why
Anything-
the one that should be is, and I don't know how, again, they didn't have a meeting, is that stuff I mentioned, need antennas. Now we all have hardware, even, but I don't know how the politics of that plays out. Like what we've got right now at MLOA by ARC is Luke's doing, and so I think what he's do is trade out the G2, one of the G2 that's been purchased recently, but still there's the antenna, the cabling. This is not big money. It's pretty good price stuff.
But there were no actual
$100 at
items.
most.
So
The It's been really challenging to find, I'll tell you guys. A few months back, they were really easy to get, but finding the right LNA or, cavity has been kind of challenging.
okay. Well, the search will continue. If that's all from the digital systems, what was the next? I don't have a hard copy of it.
Education and outreach.
I got it.
Thank you.
Education and Outreach Committee reports next. And that's me. So, the activity in July was, siren test as usual. Glenwood, we went up to Glenwood and, emergency prep fair. That was, Joe and myself. And, it was unusual in that it was local participation, but Mag Joe was there and Bill from HCCDA, so it was kind of a real mixed bag. Red Cross, lots of people there. It was more preparedness than radio, but so we had our own booth set up, so that was all good. And we had a revitalized Puna Prep Fair at the Billy Kanoy facility in Pahoa on the 12th. That was Jim and myself attending that. That was a big event too. We got over 40 people signed up for training that got forwarded to Doug Wilson. So lots of intake there. We were kind of swamped actually. We didn't take a lot of pictures or anything, but very good. And the BIARC exec meeting was next, of course, on July 13th, followed by 18th on the monthly FOAD meeting. And then on the 26th, the Ohia Lehua run in the volcano, we supported that very well. There was a couple of people from the club here, Jim, Mark, myself, and that was a very good event. Were you there, Mark? Yes. At the Ohio Leisure. I think you were. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, you were there. And scheduled for this month is the Siren Test Net. It's completed. And on August 22 and 3, we took Oxcom training through the HCCDA via FCC. And that was Thomas, Luke, Mark, and others, Rick from the club.
Real good turnout. That
Yes.
was a good time. It
Yeah.
was very nice to be able to meet so many figures from other groups and have
Yeah.
a combination of knowledge. You know, that was
That's right.
good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think we should, I got to put it down in the, evaluation. Should have been a glossary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've talked about that before, with acronyms is like in writing, especially like in books or whatever, you give the acronym with the definition first to establish, and then you can use it alone.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to have it
Yeah.
right in front of it.
Right. That was partly because of ICS and
Yeah,
FEMA.
and, you know,
Excuse the acronyms, FEMA, ICS, et cetera. Yeah.
top-notch. We've been doing
Yeah.
it for many years and you're really experienced.
Yeah.
So those acronyms just roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But good trainers and, well, it was a good exercise. There were 4 teams operating all the time.
And they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
presenters. I'm sorry. Do you remember their names? It was
Carter Davis.
Carter Davis.
And, can't remember the other guy's name.
but they were phenomenal.
Oh,
Carter
Dan,
did the
yeah,
training
that's right.
When,
Yeah.
when I went, I think
Yeah.
Tony did too, weren't you? 2 years back to go some training?
Oh, yeah, I went to it.
Yeah,
I think it was the
Yeah.
same guys doing it. That's why they're so good at it. Just top notch,
That's right,
real
right.
good.
Yeah. So that was a good investment in time and effort. And then coming up, we have another VOAD meeting, our regular monthly combined committee meeting. And on August 19th is the launch of our elementary school program for 2026. And we start with the KO Elementary School on the August 19th. So far, Jim is the only one going to be there. So if anybody's available in our usual team, the 19th, August.
Yeah.
Next week, I think Tuesday probably.
Definitely put the feelers out with the group email and see. Just remind me too, because I'm
Yeah.
all over the place. You
Yeah.
just never know.
All right. And then on the 23rd, the Latter-day Saints are holding a prep fair. Don't have a lot of information about that, but I think,
Jim would know more than
yeah,
I don't know, he's somewhere over here.
we'll get more information on that today, but that's next on the schedule. And that's, the rest is business as usual. So motion to approve that.
Don't need it. Committee reports. don't
Oh,
need
no,
it.
okay, thanks. Thanks for keeping me on track here. And then next is the
Operating activity.
operating activities report.
So basically, I've been planning for and trying to organize the CQ Worldwide SSB contest event on October 25th, which we'll be talking more about. We probably be able to use this place as long as we can get the antenna and insurance situation all settled with Commander Senate this place. End report.
Thank you. And then,
One thing that I wanted to emphasize is if I'm going to do a certificate of insurance, probably need about, it's the first time I've done it with this company, probably 2 weeks advance to get it. And the main thing that I need to know is who to name
yeah,
as a beneficiary. Is it the county of Hawaii? Is it another entity? I don't know.
it's probably, yeah, in this case, it would be the Kamana Center, but yeah, it could vary.
We need to get that.
Okay, I will, put me down for that, Joe, too.
Oh,
If there's an action item there, I'll I'll nail that down. Okay. Yeah, insurance requirements. And next is public service. Again, I don't think anybody have a report or anything, any information on public service communications?
Oh, we skipped over program.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess I'll do program.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do 10 meter operations for technicians. Bill Hanson's gonna come talk about, I believe, the alert system. We think you and him talked about Miss Tactics doing some with that.
Got some stuff going. Yeah.
So we have a few things to round out the second meeting.
Okay. Public service communications, anything on that from anybody?
Well, I just thought I'd mention in case anybody didn't see it, that, Bill Hanson's gonna be at the meeting today. And he wants to, cover the, concept of the various ways that the county alerts, the public in various situations. Kind of as a, thing that dovetails with that, a topic that kind of goes together with that is, how do we want the amateur radio community to respond in these kinds of situations? Because not everybody is getting the alert messages for whatever reason. I'm getting feedback that some people get them and some people don't. And even people outside of the immediate area, like with the fires that we had, I think it'd be good that even if the amateur radio operator is, in a different part of the island, they probably ought to know, that there's some kind of situation going down. And so Bill Hanson will talk about the idea that we can geofence the message going out to have it only go out to a certain location. That being the case, the amateur radio community would want to make sure that it gets out wider than civil defense.
Right.
Now, typically, I think they are sending these kinds of things to the whole island, has been but they do have the capability of geofencing it. And if they start doing that, we want to get it out. So from the public service perspective, my thought that I would throw out there is every single amateur radio operator has kind of their own comfort zone of where they operate. And we all should hook ourselves into the county messaging that Bill's going to be talking about today. So if you're not on Everbridge yet, get on Everbridge. They've got the barcode, or they've got the QR codes on their website where you can hook your smartphone into the alerts. He's going to go over all of that. But basically, the idea that I would propose is that we all, as amateur radio operators, hook ourselves into the county, state, and federal messaging. There's the National Weather Service. There's a lot of different ways that communications come from the official channels. And then whatever zone that we operated in, whether it's 40 meters or on a local repeater or on the All-Star network, wherever we're normally at, all of us should take the responsibility of making sure that some version of that message gets out on the channels that they normally operate on. And there's nothing wrong with it going out several times.
No.
I found that someone will put something out on the Kulani repeater, and then an hour later, someone else puts the same message out. Well, that's
good.
perfectly fine,
That's great.
because people turn off and on their radios, and maybe they won't hear it,
Yeah.
the first or second time. So no problem.
It's a good thing you bring that up because I get the messages all the time. But if it's like in YMA, I'm not going to put on 7.6 generally. But now you tell me I should, then I'll make it a practice.
Well, even when that fire first started, the other day out between Poilo and Galopa, I was driving through that. I saw smoke, a few police officers, and I got on 146.520 just to put it out there. And then I tried to hit the Poilo repeater, and I can't even tell if it's functioning. I didn't get any kind of callback or anything, but I still multiple times, just in case, just so people were aware this was happening. And then on my way back, I did the same thing with a kind of more of an updated report of what was happening. Same thing on 146.520, just because if it's a national calling frequency for adventure and everything else, I'd rather people hear it than not.
So I'd like to put that idea out at the meeting today.
I
after
think
Bill is done.
It's a good one, yeah.
And, I
So-
just don't see anything wrong with doing that.
Hey, you guys.
Go ahead, John.
Sean, sorry. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah,
Okay, just curious. I don't know how well I'm amplifying out to you all. I can just say this, Bill, who has the KH6BI, has quite a grant going, and he is messing around with a bot, and I have been for a while, to produce these kind of things. In the past 24 hours on the public channel, he kind of flooded it a bit. Anybody who is on the Long Fast channel. But this has kind of been a work in progress with Meshtastic too, notifications. I run mine on Hawaii Net. Then we can talk more about that, but there has been Meshtastic is a great tool for notifications. And there's a few developers who are really on that page of playing around with it. And Bill should meet up with us someday and have a discussion with a few people. He's been asking, by the way. So I don't know Bill very well, but I know some people around here in Biarc land definitely know him pretty well. I love him. I love what he's doing, and I think he's got some great ideas. So
We'll make a point of actually bringing that up with him, and then we can circle back to it later. Just when he's here, that'd be perfect. 'Cause then you can just-
this is Bill over in Waimea, not the other Bill.
I talked to him on
gotcha.
7.090.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joe knows the Bill I'm talking about. Oh, and DVI probably knows this Bill. He runs the Energy Labs over on the Waimea side, and he's got a grant, and he is the Borg, brah.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with him and his project. Was there a specific ask, Sean, or suggestion that you were making for what we say to him?
Sorry?
KH6BI Bill.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with what he's doing, and I have worked with him before. Were you making a specific suggestion on what Biarc should do in terms of talking to
Well,
him?
I'm saying that he's got a grant for the Meshtastic project. He's got, somewhere around 300 nodes. He's running meshing around in a bot and stuff that does notifications all along the line that you're talking about. It's off grid and MQTT. I do the same. I've been building and playing with this bot, and anytime I want something done, say whatever kind of area or a location, I call the Spud Gunman man, and he writes the code and helps me, and I push it through, and bang, we got it running. And we also can run schedulers, chunkers. I'm trying to avoid getting into a lot of technical stuff, but I'm telling you, Bill is way ahead of this stuff. What lacks is the coordination, in this reality. And there has been on HF on Monday nights, you guys want to talk some story. There's a few of the old timers on 7. Joe's one of them too. 7.0.90, right, Joe? LSP. And yeah, Joe, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not sure if they're still going to be doing that, Net. It kind of petered out a little bit. They might, but it's uncertain at the time if it's going to continue on.
I guess the general idea around our big island is where to meet. And I think Biarc, while we only have so much skin in the game as a club, certainly can act and have a place in the table. So to that extent, I even thought of, now they have the mic, beyond the committee, what it does for Meshtastic, almost having an ad hoc group. Education has kind of picked up Meshtastic anyway, but just a way as overall, this is Biarc's impression. We love radio, we love training, you want to learn code, you know what I mean? We're all open to that, eh? That's part of experimentation and certainly the gateway to getting a ham license. So That's why it fits so nicely with education, honestly. So, yeah, it'd be nice to get Bill in the table, maybe have a meeting with us. I don't know. It's not obviously something to solve today.
John, can I comment on that? This is Tony.
Yes, sir. I'm just throwing things out.
So, the Digital Systems Committee can drive that, and Luke, can help coordinate. My thoughts on it is, since Bill thinks BI is so ahead of the game, that we would just follow his lead. And so if he's already doing something like a bot that would put out EAMs onto the Meshtastic, we should let him do that and not
I
interfere.
agree. I agree. I unfortunately, there are people in the club have a different opinion about Bill's approach. So that's why we need to kind of get to table and create the Meshtastic version of a band plan. Because while I'm on Bill's side of the, yeah, Bill, I can't. You're trying to drone. You're throwing things out in a buoy. He's doing some crazy fun stuff, but he's got money to do it, of course. And when you talk to Luke, he's been working on some great projects too. So it is a moving thing. I just think, but the committee and BIARC, we're RF people. So we got to kind of, you see, DBI knows what I'm talking about. That's what we got to overcome, because Meshtastic is non-licensed and it can be used in a lot of ways, and some of it for good, some of it for evil. So,
Well, as a board, we need to rely on recommendations coming from the Digital Systems Committee.
Yes.
So, if you can talk about that at your next meeting, and give us a recap, then we can.
yeah, I think Bill's ideas differ from people in BIARC who, want to develop things for BIARC, and it's purely RF. Nothing to do with the internet. And Bill is trying everything.
Okay.
Okay, can we carry that to the new business and that?
Voice repeaters.
Yeah, we're going to go to voice repeaters next.
But use that for new business for next meeting there.
That's right.
What-
Sean, go ahead.
I'm sorry, what's your opinion of this?
What he's referring to, his chat with Bill and.
Yeah, but
Spastic
this-
coordination.
That'll be for new business for the next
KH6BI.
meeting.
This chat's coordination.
Thanks for the
KH6BI.
Thanks for the committee report, Sean. And next we will go to program. Have we covered the program topic?
Yeah, we covered program.
Okay. Voice repeaters. Anybody got anything on voice
I
repeaters?
mean, I'm on the thing, but we haven't had any meetings or any progress I know of. I can email Luke. I can also email what's the voice?
I'm on the committee too.
Yeah. Okay. I can find out more, see if we get a report on that.
Okay,
But as of right now, nothing new to report.
very good. Old business, the meeting time, date time survey, is that still a topic, or do we want to?
It was from last month. They said let's refer. We said let's refer to this month. So I'm just wondering if there's an update or anything.
I'm sorry, what's the topic? I missed that.
It was on the agenda under old business, meeting day time survey.
We haven't got the survey out. We're gonna have to table that for next month.
Okay, next month. Okay. And then that takes us to new business. Liability insurance for Kamana Center. That's, we discussed that earlier in the day, but I can take that to the topic to the Kamana Center and get a sign off on, or an agreement. on-
Okay, also make sure that they understand that what we're doing is very limited. We're
Yeah.
talking about a small vertical antenna. Now,
Yes,
You gotta remember that people get these weird ideas in their head. They think we're throwing wires up in trees and
Building towers.
Yeah, actually, it's only
Towers.
like
Yeah.
6 feet up top.
you
Yeah.
can't just say we wanna run an antenna. That's
no,
not gonna
it's,
fly. You gotta So
Yeah,
we've
and
got
there
a
are
small
no,
vertical antenna,
There's no encroaching
We're-
lines or
we're,
anything around here,
focused on safety,
right?
and mention our insurance and our willingness to, name them on a certificate of insurance for the days that we,
Okay,
are going to.
I'll
need
probably be coming back to you with details on the policy, but
Yeah.
I'll present it, notionally first. Okay, and, also for future events, if we want to make that a standing order for every month on the second Sunday, that we have that in place.
I'll look into that. I'm not sure that'll fly with the insurance company, but
Okay.
I'll ask.
All right. Anything else on that topic?
Yeah.
Okay, request funding for laptop. I think Joe put this.
Okay, so we had talked about getting a laptop for a couple of months or so, and I found one, an HP. It's a 17.3-inch, 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabyte SSD, Windows 11 Home, free delivery here. It's $329. Normally like $600, right? That's from Best Buy, and I don't know if they'll take PayPal or not, but I'm
They
sure
will.
we figure something out. And so there's that. So I'm requesting $329 plus tax, so it should be like $350 less. So I'm going to just go with 400 and request 400 for the laptop, and probably about $350. So I'm putting out that motion for the request. Does anybody second it?
I'll second an actual laptop because so many things can be run that we need for what we do. I've tried to run a lot of stuff on the Chromebook and everything, and it's maddening. Like I would have to actually install co-install Linux and everything on there.
Oh, no.
I don't want to go off topic.
Yeah.
But I can do that later. So later on, you can have more flexibility with that. But having a dedicated club
Windows.
laptop with a very large screen that's upgradable, that we can add RAM to it later. We can add a larger hard drive, whatever. But getting the base right there for that price, that's a very good idea. I second that motion.
Okay.
So question, is this a Windows 11?
Windows 11 Home.
home version. We can always update and upgrade that as well. I'm familiar with it, so I can help coach a little if need be, and I can also
Oh.
make it look more like Windows 10. So
The one thing I was going to say is, when I got my Windows 11 laptop, it was kind of a little sluggish. There's certain settings in Windows 11 that you have to change, and I don't want to be the one responsible for that. So maybe Tony, since you're a computer guy, you might want to take on the,
Well, actually, I'd rather leave it to Thomas.
or Thomas.
I got some time. And I'll
Okay.
take care of
Because
it.
he's gonna be the one configuring and supporting the radio software.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure
Okay.
it's updated and everything, and then
All
I'll
right.
see whatever foibles need to be taken care of. I'll take care of them,
So
and I'll make
that'll-
it so nobody can tunnel into it as well for now, unless we want to. That's a very big part of it. Is that it tries to open the socket to the internet so that a networker or network employees, that whoever's in charge of it, can take care of it from afar.
Right.
We won't have to worry about that for now.
Do we need any peripherals or, mouse, keyboard?
It should have an HDMI cable,
Yeah.
keyboard and stuff.
It comes with, it's a laptop, so it has a keyboard.
Oh no, an external keyboard, something larger.
I mean,
We can cross that bridge when we
yeah,
get to
we
it.
cross every doing and get to it. I think
Okay.
the keyboard that's on the laptop on the 17-inch one should be sufficient.
And
We-
I have a mouse, a
Yeah.
wireless mouse. I will donate.
Okay,
It's
so,
similar to the one that you have.
we already got to donate a screen,
Yes.
so we're pretty much set up to do whatever with that, and so,
Okay, let's talk about money for a minute.
Yeah.
You
Funding,
said
yeah.
450?
no, it's $329 plus tax, so I figure it'd be about $350, but I'm gonna ask for, just in case there's any fluctuation.
So I'm looking at the operating statement. Remember that the digital systems stuff and the voice repeater stuff is coming from the infrastructure fund. This particular purchase would need to come from the general fund.
Okay.
And if you look at the bottom line, we basically are doing pretty well because we haven't, so right now we have in that fund, the general fund, $1,061.71.
How much do we have that's supposed to go out of that, coming up?
Yeah, so there aren't any fixed expenses. We paid things like the insurance. We have not paid equipment insurance, but it's really questionable how important that is, in my mind.
Yeah.
We've never filed an insurance claim. We spent 15 years paying them every year and never filed a claim. Liability insurance is important. I'm not so sure that the
Yeah.
equipment.
So it's
insurance
something
is
we
worth
can
it.
move down the,
So unless somebody really pushes it, I'm not necessarily for insuring equipment.
yeah.
Um,
We've got a big need for the notebook, the computer, and that a number of committees.
Yeah, so
Are
other than that,
demanding it
the
of
only anticipated other expenses that would come out of that operating budget this year would be related to education and outreach, which isn't much, and also
Oh,
anything
the operating
operating
activity CQ.
activities, yeah. So, and we're under budget on all of those areas.
Yeah.
So we definitely could afford to do this. So that's really all I got.
Okay, any other discussion on the matter?
Can we get a
Are
vote?
you gonna restate the motion, or is there a price limit on what we're spending?
I would say
$350.
I move that the club purchase this computer. It should be about $350, but I'm gonna ask for $400 just in case it fluctuates.
Not to exceed 400, yeah.
And so that's what we're working with. Is there any other discussion? Questions?
Second,
Can we get a second?
I second.
Comment second?
All in favor? All right. Okay, good.
Okay, the second thing is me anyway.
Yep,
It's
go
for the,
ahead.
it's for the tripod for the, ATAS antenna. It's one that William had talked about last month because it needs to be low to the ground, like the one he has, Mark has. And Mark sent me a, eBay listing. These are professional good ones, Vogan Manfrotto. And near as I could tell, they're between like 40 and 60 plus like $16, $20 shipping. So I'm figuring it should be less than 100, right? For the tripod. And I would make sure would send them the details to Mark to make sure that's the one we need to use, you know. But if we're going to use the A-test, and even if we don't use it all the time, we need a complete set that works right. You know what I'm saying?
All in one
All in
package.
one set.
I did refurbish the tripod that we've been using, but it
Yeah.
has foibles still. It's
Yeah,
not,
but even till it's
not
too
good.
tall.
Yeah.
We need to be low to the ground
Yep.
for the P point to be low, right? So that's why this tripod would make the best sense. On another related note, we need to be able to make radials and a 6-meter piece, but that's neither here nor there. But right now, I would like to ask for $100 for the tripod.
Yeah, just for, I understand, this is a photography tripod that
Yeah.
we're gonna use for radio
Right.
purposes. So,
Like, remember the one last month, the one he brought in?
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same
Okay.
basic thing.
Little-
I don't
deal.
remember that. I'll fall off the ground with it.
Well,
I actually have one too.
it can go as
Okay.
high as almost 5 feet.
Great.
Well, the idea is we want
Mine is
it
short.
close.
Yeah, these tripods have the additional feature where you can display the legs out so that you're. Not that the tripod is really about this far.
I have a picture of it.
I have it in the car, I have it in the car, for sure.
At that level, it's not a tripod, it's more of a support or a collector kind of function, I would think. Yeah,
Well, it's technically still a tripod, but it's very low.
yeah.
Well, I'll make the motion that we spend up to $100 for an appropriate stand for the ATES antenna. Leave it general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appropriate stand for the ATES antenna.
Okay.
You want
Can we
to
get a
second that?
second?
I'll second that.
A second.
And then all in favor?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good, Joe. You spent $500. It's very good.
We're still doing pretty good. I'm
Yep.
happy that for as
Very
long as
good.
we've been running, since in the capacity I've been president, I don't think we've bled too much out. It's all been on infrastructure and useful, needed things. I'm still very happy about that.
Any further new business that we haven't addressed?
I do have one item, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but this relates to the humanitarian fund. There was a student moving to the island that was interested in CERT, and he's taking the ICS courses, and he's getting his amateur radio license. And he was wondering if BIARC might be able to help him with his things like ARRL membership or any the licensing costs. 'Cause it's-
Christian or something
Yeah,
to that
Christian,
effect.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that just made me think of the topic of the humanitarian fund, because that money's just been sitting there for 2 years now. And we haven't really addressed how we want to deal with that. You know, if we want to have a committee, or if the board just wants to take it on a case-by-case basis.
I say case by case, considering every circumstance is different.
Yeah.
And we can earmark a certain amount based off of what they're doing, the effort they're putting forth, what they feel that they can accomplish. You know, it has to be case by case. That way it keeps things less, I don't know, all over the place.
I'd like to see a written request from the subject that says what he needs and why, and what he's going to
Yeah.
use it for. And
So that's good. I think a written request, we ask for a written application of request, a letter asking for what they
yeah,
want and why.
Mhm.
So in general, I would see it like this. If someone has the financial need and they pass their licensing exam and they're making strides towards learning emergency communications, taking those courses,
yeah,
that's something we would want to support.
yeah. Does he
Um,
have a ham license?
No, I don't believe he does.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
I just wanted to be able to get back to him and say,
Give them some information.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is what we need from you. And
yeah,
and
good.
Consider those.
Yeah, we're not just handing it out, like a little, expression of interest in what he's going to planning and whatnot. Yeah,
Whether
Very
or
good.
not we put the feelers out on whether or not they're going to stick around.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest point there is because it can happen, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
So does that include a membership in the
Well,
BIARC?
no, I was just generally talking about the types of things that we've included in the past.
Yeah, yeah,
Just trying to be broad, not specific. You know,
Right.
what kinds of things might we want to support? And the only thing I could think of was BIARC membership for sure.
Yeah.
Possibly an FCC thing for an FCC exam. And possibly for an ARRL membership, because that's something we did in the past. So
shoot, I haven't got an ARL.
I can't really think of, the only other thing I could think of would be maybe helping someone buy an HT or something like that. But, really all I could think of.
well, so first steps would be getting a license. Yeah, yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
So essentially, we would ask them to submit a letter to the board saying what their intent is and what they're asking for. And then we can specifically have a motion. And the other general thought I had is we really want to encourage young people to, be active in the club. And so that was the only other thought I had.
Yeah.
Supporting, because typically it's going to be younger people that are.
Yeah. Yeah, along that vein, like the students that we addressed in the Science and Technology Museum program are usually pretty young. They're elementary school. So if anybody's aware of how we can elevate that a little bit, like the next level up is where you get more interest in radio rather than just
Well, I
playing with
suppose
them.
if you're addressing some of those students and you see someone that has a need, you could mention.
Well, talking to the parents is always a good one.
the
Yeah.
Big Island Amateur Radio Club has in past, we have a humanitarian fund and we want to
Yeah.
encourage people to, get into the hobby
Oh,
and we
that's-
don't want finances to be a
That's a
barrier
good
and
point,
we
yeah.
might be able to help.
Yeah.
What I normally do is if we're dealing with students, I say, hey, number one, the ARL has a program through the VEC or the V's that, get your money back to your license after you pass to get what's it called, reimbursement. And also, so the license don't cost you anything. And then also, I believe the testing is only like $5. It's a reduced fee, or the class, deal. And I think ARL membership is something with that for under 18. So,
I didn't know they had a program for,
yeah, I'll send you the link to it.
Along that topic, we're using sanitarium. As part of our, would it be an unnecessary application, what? To establish a scholarship fund, and we could contribute money to, and that could be used specifically for educational use, to young people who want to encourage young people. The term scholarship might
Not do that.
trigger something.
Yeah, but
I'm just floating a question, not making a motion, but I'm sorry, discussion.
well, they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I envision the humanitarian fund being used. But I don't think we've ever really written it down. Do you remember it was Barbara Arthurs that was the person that started the humanitarian fund? And when that was started, it was used for, the station in Micronesia was the first grant that we, put out, and that was for ARL membership. I think fire as well. The idea was we were, wanting to encourage, because the member that we were supported was a teacher at the school in Yap. And that was the only radio station on the island. And we knew that if we provided that membership for that particular person, it would get out to all the students.
Yeah.
So, it is kind of in the vein of education. Oh, I don't know that it is more work to create. Every new fund is more work for the treasurer.
Yeah.
There it is.
So I'd rather just keep it all under. the
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Any motions to entertain there? No? Oh, something we can table for future consideration.
Well, now we all have a general idea.
Yeah.
The direction.
Very good, very good. What else we got? Venues, I'm sorry, we'll go into other business. We've got, venues, operating activities, CQWW and field day. And I think Joe.
Okay,
had that
so,
one.
we talked about possibly this place for CQ Worldwide in October. It's open, just gotta find out about the insurance and field day. I'm gonna have to talk to people like Roy and get some feedback on where the best place to go. And, so we didn't really need that under the agenda. I think someone had mentioned it, so I put it on there, but I don't think it's a board we need to necessarily discuss.
When you
that.
say field day, are you talking about January? What are you talking about?
No, the
June.
June.
ARRL.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't specify.
Okay. Well, I think, Roy and John Bush also, they both have, John Bush is actually on the committee. Roy's going to just like an advisor. But yeah, we ought to get their ideas for sure.
Yeah,
And, keep that in mind, as well as the potential to ask civil defense. For a deal.
yeah, I would, like you had mentioned, our capital, our, political capital, as it were, I mean, if we don't need to ask, civil defense for help, let's not. Let's bank our thing for when we really need it. You know what I mean?
Well, they did offer. And once a year to me is a perfectly appropriate request.
Yeah.
Several times a year and we might be seen as a nuisance.
You know what I mean?
What
That's
are
what I
the
was trying to
specifics?
avoid.
Like what is the offer?
So the DOE facilities is what, okay, so there's Parks and Recreation
Yeah.
and there's DOE, right?
Yeah.
And basically, with both of those entities, with DOE, it's not even a possibility without somebody going to bat.
Right.
With Parks and Rec, it's a hassle without somebody going to that place. And what I'm hoping to do through the civil defense making the request is not have to pay the fees or get a special use permit.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. The fees aren't a big deal. I don't mind paying the fees. The special use permit, which is really what we should be doing. When you read their rules, we don't fit, well, our activity is not a picnic. You know? Our activity should, we could run into hot water because we didn't get a special access permit. And when I've asked for those special access permits, it's no, you know, the answer is no. And it's very, of course, it does require a certificate of insurance, which we're happy to provide, but it has been difficult to get special use permits from the county. And that's why we would go through civil defense. Now, the advantage of that is there's some really good operating conditions, like the one downtown where we have a ground rod that we can connect to.
That's the one thing I wanted to say is wherever we go, I want to make sure that us and the equipment are under some kind of roof or some kind of overhang where we don't get wet. That's paramount importance, you know, so any place that doesn't do that is just out of the question as far as I think.
And they didn't have any covered area there with that
Right.
parking lot or the soccer fields next to it.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you got your rules. That's the same, whether it's with the HCCBA or the Kamana Center or whoever. It's knowing the special rules for insurance or special considerations.
And it's really more than just the rules. It's who you know. You know, if it's being supported by the
Right.
director of civil defense
Yeah,
or
if
the
we got
mayor,
Bill on our side.
then you get it. And otherwise, they're gonna just put you off. So really, we need to, sounds like we need to kind of survey some of these sites. Maybe if I ask Bill, you know, just tell him that it'd be nice, you know, we really need some area that's covered.
Yeah.
What I thought was appealing about the school out at Keaukaha was that it was so close. It's a beautiful spot and it's so close to the ocean and there's a lot of water around for the ground plane. I have no idea how much covered area they have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just need to investigate this more.
Okay.
Yeah. Profile on each site. Okay, anything else that we haven't covered or new business we need to address? Okay, well, I guess a motion to adjourn the meeting is in order.
I'm a second.
I'll second.
Okay,
All in favor?
very good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So we will break until the program.
111.